So what if I told you the reason you hit your irons poorly, bad strike, poor distance, is because you use too much loft of the golf club? Now, I'm going to hit a shot and I'm going to explain. So this is typically what I would see most golfers do. So we see that high shot leaking over to the right. And even though I've created nearly 80 mile an hour club head speed there, ball speed at 97 mile an hour, fairly near the middle of the golf club, but 143 yards carry. Now, I know you might watch that first shot and say, I wish I hit my 7-iron that badly. But I think, and I know there's a lot more in me. And I mentioned there about presenting too much loft, but I'm going to show you something that you can do for maybe 2 to 3 seconds before each swing that's going to guarantee better striking and better distance than that initial shot. So, the 7-iron that I've got in my hand is currently 33 degrees loft. And you could see there, I turned that into 29.3. So I know what you're thinking, well, you're already delofting the golf club there. I am, but not delofting it like I need to. So as a general rule, what you would see with the better players in the world is we see a centered strike, club head speed's gone up as well, low points move much further ahead of the golf ball, so the club's travelled down further. That's then launched at just under 17 degrees, ball speed's jumped to nearly 120 and carries out at 163. So I did a video on something similar to this a while ago, and I'm just going to explain why the less loft is important, because a lot of golfers made the comment about, well, if you want to produce less loft, why don't you just hit a longer club? It's not just the fact that the club coming in like this helps the ball go further. What it also means is that as we've got that shaft lean, the widest part of the swing is ahead of the golf ball, so that the deepest part of the divot is after the ball, helping to create that ball and then turf interaction. But also it's helping you generate speed by releasing the club later rather than really, really early, like a lot of golfers do, to present that extra loft. So hopefully you understand what's maybe costing you with your iron shots, and more importantly, what you need to do to do it better. Now, here's the secret though, how we're going to get you doing that better. So what I want you to feel is you're going to set up as you normally would do, and remember, address and impact are not the same. And a lot of golfers practice static positions in their golf swing, but there's only 2 actual static positions, address and finish. So even though impact isn't static, we're going to rehearse your impact position. And the way we're going to do it is from here, we are going to close the club face, so we're going to twist the handle of the club so that the shaft looks left. We're then going to move our pressure much more into our lead side and let that lead hip start to open up. So you can see that's great. And all I would do is close the club face and move. 2, 3, and then try and get that feeling at impact. And what you'll probably see straight away, very similar to that, is the ball might not launch super, super low, but you'll definitely feel the contact better with the ball, and we can see on TrackMan there. Low points moved 2.2 inches ahead, clubs travelled down 3 degrees, launch angle at 18.3, ball speed at, again, just under 120, and carry at 168. So not only are we striking the ball better with this, but even if you didn't pick up any speed in your golf swing, as soon as you present less loft to the golf ball, the ball comes off the face faster, which is obviously going to result in more distance. But what you'll also find is once we have that closed club face, and then that pressure moves into that lead side, again, we've got that less loft, low point ahead, but when we're moving our pressure aggressively towards the target, almost feeling like we're falling towards the target, it's a great way of using that side-to-side pressure in the ground to create a little bit more speed. So again, we're going to get there, almost close that club face. 1, 2, 3, and then really feel like a fall towards the target. Swing felt great. solid strike. Club head speed's gone up again to just under 89 mile an hour. Low point 3.5 inches ahead. Launching down at 16.4. Now, surprised the ball speed was only 118 there, but still 162 carry. Now, always feel free to comment on these videos. A lot of golfers will talk about, you know, do I need to be launching maybe that low? A lot of this is relevant to club head speed. So I think it's fantastic if you can be delofting 7-iron like that. And I would say most golfers, even with the slower club head speeds, can still get that launch angle down with 7-iron from where they are. It makes it a bit more challenging when you're getting into those mid to longer irons, but that's again where hybrids and lofted fairway woods come into play. But if you can really feel that you can set up, close that club face, which is getting that lead wrist flattening and that bottom hand being a bit more on top, and then move the body out the way, 2, 3, and then really feel that you get that impact position, but fall towards the target in the downswing. It's very, very noticeable how good that strike is. And again, I love how much speed I generate from there without really feeling like I'm swinging quickly. 2.4 inches ahead, clubs travel down 3 degrees, again round about that 18 launch, 119.9 ball speed and 169.4 carry. So I think once you feel that you can get that sensation, I think that's great. And you might see a big pickup in distance like that. Potentially for a lot of you watching, a bigger pickup than I'm actually seeing because I maybe got a better strike on that first one. But I always think it's nice challenging yourself when you're practicing to almost say, right, once I'm going to rehearse that 3 times, then I'm going to try and feel like I'm super aggressive with the move. And let's see how quick I can swing the club, maintain that strike, that low point, and see what my potential could be. So again, we're going to set up, close, 1, 2, 3. Be nice and aggressive. So probably felt the best swing out of the lot. So again, 88.9, low point 3.3 inches ahead, launching down around that 16 degrees. Ball speed at just under 119 and carry at 162. Now, obviously I practice with TrackMan and I appreciate not all of you got access to tech like that. If you are at a driving range though, there's Top Tracer, there's TrackMan range, there's various other things where you can maybe get some feedback on ball speed. And it's nice sometimes in a practice session to set yourself a little challenge. So my little challenge, I've got 4 balls, hopefully it won't take 4 to do, but my little challenge is, can I move the club faster and deloft the golf club to see if I can get to 120 ball speed? And I feel that by doing it, for me, not sure I've got loads more speed in me that way, but definitely if I could feel more that way into it and deloft it a little bit more, that's my potential for more distance. So we're going to rehearse it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Let's see if we can get to 120. So we haven't just got to 120, we've breezed past that. So 88 mile an hour club speed, low point a little further ahead, so the clubs travel down a bit more, launching at 16 degrees. Ball speed, I'm going to round up to 124 mile an hour and carry at 174. So like I said, you know, the impact position isn't a static position. It's a dynamic position that you try to get a feel for once the club's moving. But I do think for a lot of golfers, they're too bothered about being at address and almost trying to be back there at impact. We need to make sure that that club face, we're going to close it a little bit. Then we're going to move the pressure forward and open those hips and the body towards the target. That's going to be a much more powerful strike with the golf ball. It's also going to get that low point further ahead. And by moving that way towards the target, you're going to generate more speed. And I think it's personally worth taking 2 to 3 seconds before every shot to make sure you start hitting golf shots better than ever with such a simple little feel.